First game?
It was a great experience. You know, it was everything I hoped it would be. Running through the smoke. Coach Rick even added the flames, which made it even more, exciting. So it was just amazing.
Did you take a moment to kind of take it all in when you ran out there?
Actually, I did that pregame. When we're out there warming up by ourselves, getting the feel for the field, and I like to kneel down, actually feel the grass with my hands and things. That's when I really, I got to, sit there and think about, where I am, where I came from, and everything like that. Once we ran through the smoke, I was totally focused and locked in, the task at hand.
Before you got that first hit in, were you nervous at all?
No. We've done so much banging against each other in, spring, fall camp that I was more excited than nervous. I didn't have the pregame jitters. Some people may say that's weird if you don't have them, but I was just excited to tackle somebody else. Start the season off right.
Shaq, have you and Mike and Zach had a conversation about how unusual it is for three of you to get a start as pure freshmen for a major college program to be starters at this point? And have you talked about having to do that much more to prepare yourselves in terms of watching tape? Have you had that sort of conversation with Mike and Zach?
Well, we haven't talked about it in a while. The last time we had a conversation about that is when we first stepped on campus. We were like, we want to work hard. We want to do everything we need to do so that we can all be out there together. We have a tremendous chemistry together. So, when we went out there today, it was nothing new, to us. We had been, planning on this and prepared for this, so we were comfortable with each other.
Talk about chemistry. Do you talk out there a lot, or do you kind of just feed off each other and you kind of don't have to say anything to each other?
No, we talk a lot. We're linebackers. We have to communicate to everybody. But, we definitely feed off each other. Mike's the energetic one. I'm usually calm, analyzing. And, Zach's he's like the silent hitman or something, on the other side. So, we feed off each other a lot, We may see that one man, he's kind of moving kind of slow, And we know because we practice together, so, hey, pick it up, Small things like that.
Shaq, every team gets through camp and thinks it has a good team. But even though it's just one game, what did tonight show you about what the potential for this team?
We have tremendous potential, and the thing I can honestly say, we can take it as far as we want to go. We have tremendous buy-in, our coaches talk about that all the time. So as long as we, continue to press the issue of getting better every day, not taking our gas off the pedal, no matter if we're up by, 63 points or 1 point, we have to fight every down. So as long as we do that, the sky's the limit.
So how did you feel you guys did? Did you feel in control out there and felt like you knew what you were doing?
Yes, sir. I think I did. I think we did as a whole, communicating. We worked on that throughout, our whole fall camp, from corner to corner, from DN to DN to DN to safety. We make sure that we're all on one accord as much as possible. So if there's any, lack in communication, we go to the sideline, we draw it up, we fix it, we get right back. So I think we did pretty well overall.
Anything else? All right. Thank you, Shaq.
All right.